If we look at relationships from a principles perspective, well, what are the relationships we're talking about? And on one hand, we might be talking about relationships with other people, whether that's family or friends or intimate partners, or maybe it's clients or colleagues or just people, you bump into in your day-to-day business. There's a way in which everyone you connect with, whether it's in your local coffee shop or whether it's at the supermarket or whether it's on a call like this with a group of people, every single one of these people that you see here, connect with is someone you're in relationship with, right? And we can even zoom out to a bigger level. It seems to me there are fundamentally three relationships that matter. There's your relationship to other people. There's the relationship to who you truly are. And there's your relationship to all of life, to life itself. That seems to me those are the three relationships. And there's a way in which they're all the same relationship. And there's a way in which they are distinct relationships. And so often when people hear that, I'm going to talk about relationships and the principles, they've got a very particular relationship in mind. And how it looks to me is that it always boils down to those three relationships: your relationship to another person, your relationship to the truth of your being, and your relationship to all that is. And there's a way in which the currency, if you like, of relationships is the experience of connection. And, if you think of people who you have a great relationship with, in almost every case, that's going to be someone with whom you experience a deeper level of connection, a greater level of connection, which is another way of saying you find it easier to be yourself with them. So again, connection to another person, to who you really are, and to life itself. And then it raises an interesting question about this experience of connection. See, there's a very useful distinction, speaking to you as someone who's, my mission, you may have heard me say, my mission is to awaken people and to support them in awakening others. And to that degree, there's a useful distinction, which is the experience of connection, which is the feeling of connection, versus the fact of connection. So the feeling of connection is the feeling, the experience of feeling close to someone, feeling connected. In some cases, we might call it love. It's the experience of feeling connected to another human being. The fact of connection is that you're always connected to everything and everyone all the time. You're never not connected. And so the variability, which we all experience, sometimes we feel more connected than at other times, is because sometimes we're more caught up in the illusion of separation. And at other times, that illusion of separation melts away, and we experience the connection that's already there. And, even the word connection is kind of a misnomer because it kind of implies, oh, I've got these two things and then there's something that connects them, right? But the fact of connection is that there's no separation. I bastardize that Teilhard de Chardin quote, we're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're one spiritual being having 8 billion human experiences. And who you really are is that one spiritual being. Who you really are is consciousness, and it's never separate. It's never separate. So when I look at the domain of relationships from a principles perspective, my starting point is the understanding that separation and the experience of separation, the experience of non-relationship, is itself an illusion. And you might ask, well, that's all very interesting, but how does that help me find a partner or get on better with my boss or all that sort of stuff? But what you'll find again and again and again is that those three relationships, relationship to another person, to who you really are, and to life itself, are fundamental to all of those things. So I thought that'd be an interesting place to start today. Thanks for your attention. I look forward to seeing you soon.